there a point that's you've ever reached where you've almost broke, for instance, and what other methods have you used to sort of pull yourself away from that and through it?
Yeah, Warren. I think I will share a personal story. It happens all the time. Usually I find it happens more like by Thursday or Friday, where I've just had enough of pings, and sometimes you get an ask, and you just like it blows your mind, because you're like, what is that information needed for, right? So, or you're on a call and somebody will just say something that you completely disagree with, and but you at the same time don't see the value in either correcting them, or I don't know, perhaps they're of a much higher rank, and so you perhaps don't want to correct them. So like towards the end of the week, I do, if I've had just two, not really interacted much on a personal level with my colleagues, not had any banter, that's where I just sort of do sometimes crash and burn. If it's a heavy intensive training week as well, like burnout for me is very common. So these things do kick in, Warren, 100%. So how do I lift myself out of them? Like, I think I did a post on this just a couple of days, is just sort of step away from the desk, just for a couple of minutes, and just do anything that just gets the heart rate up. So whether it's walking up and down the stairs, just going outside and getting a breath of fresh air. I've started practicing like mindfulness as well, just taking a couple of big deep breaths, for 3 minutes. It's not a lot, but it's just these little things, and if you can, perhaps schedule 25-minute meetings rather than 30 minutes, or 45 minutes rather than a full 60 minutes. So it's just these little things that, do help, but, I'm not going to lie, like they don't always work. And sometimes you just, you feel like throwing everything off the desk and, and just, switching everything off and going off to Spain or something like that.